Brutal rejection. Meghan and Harry want to join the family for Christmas or at least the New Year, but according to insiders, there is no way that's going to happen. Hello everyone, welcome back to the King YouTube channel. You guys, it is not even December yet, and already we have had so many reports about what Meghan and Harry are going to do or what they're not going to do for Christmas. And now, according to Tom Sykes over at the Daily Beast, there is absolutely no way that Harry and Meghan are going to be anywhere near the royal family for Christmas, for New Year, or really for anything in the near future. Tom points out that it was the most brutal and public of rejections. Less than 24 hours after a story had appeared in the British Sunday Times saying that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle would very much like to receive an invite to join the royals for Christmas in Sandringham, the official guest list was leaked to ITV. And in all probability, that was not just a coincidence. That was carefully orchestrated by the royal family to let the traitors know that they shouldn't waste their time anymore trying to make this happen because there is no chance in hell they're going to be allowed to join the family. A friend of King Charles has told the Daily Beast, Charles and his team were never going to be bounced into inviting Harry and Meghan. When an invite does come, it will be carefully thought through and it will be on his terms. And you know, this is something that I find so bizarre and just ludicrous about Meghan and Harry's behavior. How do they think they are going to pressure the literal King of England into inviting them to come for Christmas just because they're leaking some news to the media? I mean, do they really think that is going to work? How delusional are they? So then, once this idea that Meghan and Harry were going to join the family for Christmas in Sandringham was proven to be absolutely made up by them, they decided to go for the next big holiday and make up a story that maybe they were going to be invited to come to Balmoral for the New Year. Well, again, it's absolutely made up by Team Sussex. This possibility has absolutely no basis in reality. Insiders have spoken with the Daily Beast about the whole issue, and one former courtier who has seen it all before is calling it a media invention. Personally, I love that term. That's exactly what Meghan and Harry are trying to do. Meghan's trying to manifest this stuff by putting it out there in the media, as if the king is going to bow under the pressure. As Tom Sykes points out, for one thing, royal Christmas plans are made quite early in the year. Invites are coveted and are part of a complex political balancing act within the family. The idea that everything could be changed and a few extra chairs pulled up to the table at the last minute is not how things are done in the king's household. It's a very good point, and this reminds me of Harry's game that he was playing of Will He or Won't He Come before his father's coronation. That was so inconsiderate. That was 100% intentional on Harry's part. He wanted to jerk them around. He wanted to leave them not knowing what was going to happen and not knowing how to prepare. And it reminds me of how at the late Queen's Jubilee, he and Meghan had that birthday party for Invisibet on a day that everybody else was busy, and then they complained that nobody in the family wanted to come join their stupid birthday party. They knew good and well those schedules were set way in advance and nobody had the time to come. Of course, I don't believe that Invisibet was there in the first place, but that's another matter altogether. The reason that Harry and Meghan will not be invited, though, goes way beyond the fact that they're inconsiderate. As Sykes reports, less than a year ago, Harry published his book Spare, in which he called Prince William his arch-nemesis, accused him and Kate Middleton of belittling him and Meghan, detailed the contents of multiple highly private conversations, said Queen Camilla sacrificed him on her personal PR altar, and characterized the king as weak, vacillating, and selfish. Now, why does Harry think his family would want to be around him after all he said about them? What is wrong with him? This friend of William's got it right when he said, would you want to sit down for a slap-up Christmas lunch with someone who had basically called you an asshole in public? And this friend has said that even if Charles was willing to have Harry and Meghan there, which is debatable, William and Catherine would never sign up for such total humiliation. It's not only that the royal family doesn't want to come face to face with Harry after all the pain that he caused the family. There's also the fact that they cannot trust him. I mean, he revealed so many of their secrets and in such a horrible way. The stuff he published in his book about his brother's penis made me sick. So why would they want Harry and Meghan to show up so they could be wearing hidden recording devices and then twist everything that was said and sell it to the highest bidder? They're not that dumb. We keep hearing that Charles is ready to forgive Harry, that the door is always open. But as Sykes reports, while Charles's people are quite content for a narrative of wished-for reconciliation and magnanimity to be spun around Charles, he is still a long way from actually having done anything concrete to build bridges with Harry. As Tom Sykes reminds us, it was Charles who made the choice to kick Meghan and Harry out of their UK home Frogmore, which makes it a lot more difficult for them to just show up in the UK anytime they want. The last time that Harry came to the UK back in September, let's remember, he was not even given a royal residence to stay in. Of course, that's because he couldn't plan well enough in advance and let them know when he was going to be there, but still. It looks like Harry pushed and pushed and pushed, and he pushed his father a bit too far. His father is not going to be so willing to let him do whatever he wants anymore. That much should be obvious to Harry by now, considering he wasn't even invited to his own father's birthday party. Now, according to Meghan and Harry, they called him on his birthday, but, as Sykes reports, the King's camp have let it be known that he was not particularly happy that the Sussexes briefed the media about the phone call both before and afterwards. As the Sunday Times reported, it frustrates him that personal issues intrude on the public duty. He'd much rather the focus was on his work, not the soap opera of the private life. It is always frustrating when family dynamics overshadow the public role. I can completely understand why that upset the king. I mean, what a ridiculous thing to do. Harry and Meghan are trying to make it seem like they just want to make up with the family, they just want peace, they want to be close with the family again. But the family is very smart in realizing that Meghan and Harry don't want peace with the family, they don't care. All they really want is money, and they understand that if they don't have their royal connection to sell, they have nothing left. So that's exactly why they're trying to weasel their way back in. It ain't gonna work. Apparently, one former courtier told the Daily Beast, who briefs the media about a phone call to their dad, "It's all PR to Harry and Meghan," end quote. And that's I think what is such a slap in the face to the rest of the family. Sure, they know the media is going to report on them no matter what, but I cannot imagine how painful it is to know that one of their own, a member of the family, is the one going out there and telling all sorts of stories to the media, much of which are lies. Another thing that is worrying the people at the palace is the fact that Meghan has been out and about a lot recently. It looks like she's trying to get her name in the headlines again, and that is never a good thing for the royal family. Of course, we still don't know what she's talking about with this upcoming project, and we're sure it's going to be a big failure like all the others. But it looks like Meghan is trying to regain that royal connection, and I am so glad the royal family is staying strong. And then, what about Scooby-Doo's upcoming book Endgame? I know Meghan and Harry claim they had nothing to do with it, but come on, he is their favorite mouthpiece. We know the insiders in the royal family are Harry and Meghan themselves. Who else could it be? We've already seen enough in the excerpts to know this book is not going to be good for the royals. And Scooby-Doo claims that Harry and Meghan didn't help him with the book, but we all know that's a big fat lie. So I think that Tom Sykes said it best when he said, "All in all, it's hard to see how a reunion of the Sussexes with Harry's birth family over Christmas lunch could lead to anything other than a very nasty bout of indigestion." And you, what do you think of this report? Please let me know your opinion below in the comments section. If you enjoyed our video today, please don't hesitate to like and share with anybody else who would appreciate it too. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.